The way you would need to put in a complaint to your local authority is through the local authority's online complaints process. Google the name of your local authority and complaint, and it'll come up. The reason to do it that way is that it gets logged into their computer, and once the complaint's been logged through a computerized system, it's far more accountable. It can't just get lost or forgotten. Yes.
I didn't receive the email thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we didn't receive that, or
yeah.
I didn't have a message from anybody, and before you know where you are, it's another stalling tactic, isn't it? It just pushes the timescales on and infuriates you more.
Yeah,
as well.
absolutely. Yeah. And feel free to copy it to your director of children's services at your local authority. Do email them, copy it into them as well. Absolutely. But don't bypass logging it through the formal process too. And just remember, the key thing here really to think about is that people do think that schools have the power in the EHC process. It feels like when that EHCP is finalised, it's handed over to the school and it becomes their responsibility. It isn't. It's still a contract with the local authority. Parents really hold all that power to challenge, not schools. There's a link to an IPSI model letter in the slides. You can see it there. It's the third bullet down, complaining to a local authority. That letter is a template letter. You can just click, you can just go into the link and it'll open up that model letter and you can fill in the gaps. So that would help you to make a complaint. Be careful. I've said this before. You might have seen it on a snip somewhere on the group. There's often some small print in a complaint that says if the local authority don't hear from the complainant, that's you, within 5 working days, they will assume the complainant is now satisfied and they will close the complaint. So you put in your complaint, you get a letter back saying thank you for your complaint, we'll be in touch. They then sit and wait. You do nothing. You wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, nothing, and they close it because they haven't heard from you. In the meantime, they assume everything's all right. So my advice is also just email them every week just to say, any news on my complaint yet? Any news on my complaint yet? That's all it needs to say. But if you just diary it and hassle them every week, then they can't just quietly close it. There's 2 stages usually, sometimes 3 to the formal complaints process. They're different in different local authorities. You would be complaining, first of all, at stage 1. If you're not happy with that, then you can go to stage 2. If there is a third stage, you can go to the third stage. Once you've been through all of the stages, if you are still not happy, if things haven't changed, if you're not happy with the outcome, you can go to the local government and social care ombudsman. They are totally separate from local authority. And in my experience, they are a pretty friendly and accessible team, and they will publicly name and shame local authorities, and in some instances they can issue some small amounts of compensation, which means that the local authority would have to pay you compensation.